been soaking for 10 minutes, still holding at 142. I've got this set to a median temperature about 140, 145. It's kind of a sweet spot. That way you don't have to run your wax too hot and possibly damage any bobbins, plastic bobbins, or any of your wines or any of that stuff. Just in case you're wondering, this is a Presto, I think they're called pot melter. Picked up for like 70 bucks. It's got the adjustable dial here, and if you see, those are my reference marks. That's how I know it's going to stay between 140 and 145, because when the pure paraffin wax arrived and I had to melt some, keep it in the pot, I went ahead and made sure I knew exactly where to set the dial. We'll run this over. This is a vacuum pump that draws, gosh, probably 29 inches of mercury. Great vacuum. I've had this for vacuum pressing panels and speaker baffles and laminated necks, bodies, all that stuff. I have these ball valves over here. That way I can turn them on and off depending on what I'm using. This top I made, you can buy them for about $96. It's basically called a, what's it called? Vacuum pot lid. What I did is I went ahead and ordered a 1/2-inch sheet of acrylic. It was a square foot, like 12 inch by 12 inch. I cut it to 8 inch, cut it to about 8, no, I cut it to 9 inches and 1/8 inch, just to make sure that it, the silicone ring that I put on the acrylic I purchased, make sure that sits comfortably about halfway in between the 3/4 inch of the silicone ring. This is just tapped. I drilled it out with one of these boys right here. That's your 1/4 inch NPT 18 tap set and die set. It's a 7/16 inch bit, and the tap for tapping threads. I can't find it right now, but anyways, we're holding steady. Temperature's good. Got this little thing. I'm gonna put a suspension bar in there, something a little more practical and easy to use, but I'm just using what I got now. We'll take this off here, lay this over here. We're gonna put our vacuum lid on. And I cleaned it so we can see what we're doing. That lined up. All right, we're gonna go over here, plug the vacuum in. Breather valve here. That's how you close it off to full vacuum, and how you breathe the vacuum out when you're done. Never immediately reduce the vacuum to 0 when it's under pressure. It'll splatter up. It'll just splash up on the lid, make a mess. So I'm gonna bring this up. Now we're gonna slowly watch our vacuum build. It's building quick. It's a nice seal. After doing that, start to see the bubbles getting pulled out of the foil and the covers. What I did is I recessed all of the Philister 540 pole pieces, put that blue painter's tape on there to cover up the holes. That way the wax potting can fully penetrate any barriers between the cover and the flatware, base plate, bobbins, foil, all that stuff. And then once it's done, I'll lay them out, wipe them down a little bit, and wait for these things to dry. And probably do that overnight. It's about 4:30 a.m. here on the East Coast. I'm tired, so I'm gonna basically just keep pulling until all these bubbles come out. And that ensures that I have a vacuum potted pickup, which leaves very little room for microphonics or loose foil. And again, this is a 3-set humbucker high output ceramic 4-conductor leads, because I always use the double pole, double throw, on series coil cut parallel switches. I may do away with that switch and use an on double pole, double throw, and just do series parallel. I haven't found any real benefit of doing a coil cut when I have series and parallel. That's a personal preference. I I may leave them, I don't know. Some people may like the lower output single coil setup, coil cut. But anyways, we'll just watch this a little longer. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer something that I may have forgotten about. This. If you get a cooking thermometer, it's going to cost you about 24 bucks. Then you go into the grill section at like Home Depot or Lowe's, and you can get this one for like $8.99 or something. It has a clip on here, and that's how I make sure that my wax is always at the medium temperature for potting. As you can see, it's pulling bubble now. All the air inside the coils and the bobbin are being replaced with pure paraffin wax NP124, melting point 124. Took a while to get this set up and source everything and do some handwork, but the reason I'm doing this is I can get a variety of pickups, and I have some pickups that I can order anytime. However, by making your own pickups, it gives me the freedom to experiment with some recipes and focus on the guitars I build. And these pickups will primarily go into those guitars. However, if people like them, I may be able to make some sets, but that's getting a little ahead of ourselves here. So yeah, this is going to keep pulling.